Yes, okay. I have started my recording.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Should I start or?
Yeah, sure. You can start first.
Okay, okay. Great. I'll just share my screen for you in 1 second. So- Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So I'll just tell about our project. So this is the part of our Agile development course. It's the slowdown application. It's a real-time student feedback tool for pacing adjustments, and the client is Karelian University for Applied Sciences. So I'll just give you a quick intro into our project, and you can ask questions after the presentation.
Okay.
And my name is Simo Kontio. Let's see our team. So we're using the Scrum framework for our project, and this is our team. It's 6 of us: product owner, Scrum master, and 4 developers. I didn't put the names because of privacy reasons, so I just put the roles here. So basically, it's quite of a small team. We had 7 people, but one person decided to opt out. So a quick introduction, what is the project about? So what is Slowdown? So the Slowdown is an application that allows students to communicate with the teacher in real time about the pacing of a lesson. So this basically came from our client, from a need of students being behind the lesson, is on the lesson, and then the teacher would like to have some information if somebody's wants to have a bit more information or slow down the pace of the lesson. So this is the reason for this application. This app can be a desktop application, a web application, or a mobile app. So basically, it's not required currently what kind of application it will be, but for the prototype, it will be a desktop version. And the application requires a unique key created by the teacher for each course to ensure communication is targeted to the correct session. So there will be multiple sessions possible. And with the unique key, the teacher can go to the right session. So it's not limited how many sessions they can be. And how it works. So the teacher and students log in using a unique identifier for the classroom. So the key will be the same for the teacher and the students. A student can request the teacher to slow down the explanation demo or exercise to press down slow down button. So basically, the usability is quite simple. There's just one button to press. So the request is automatically valid for 10 to 15 seconds and then resets to status OK. And the percentage of slowdown request is displayed in the UI. So the user interface will be quite simple. It will have a button and then the amount of slowdown requests. This is the primary from the client, the first sketch of the app. So it will have a login screen where you enter the key with the OK button, quite simple. And then in the app, there's the button. This is in Finnish. So hidasta means slow down in English. Hidasta is Finnish. So there will be the status, how many people have the OK status and how many people have the slowdown status. And these are the reasons why to use the app. So the teacher can adjust the lesson pacing based on real-time feedback. It can also work on lessons or other kind of like applications, not only lessons. It ensures all students can follow the lesson effectively. So the students also can indicate if they are not following. It's good for them. It's non-intrusive and easy to use system for both teachers and students. And here's some technical overview. This is from the original, from the client, some requests. What were the original plan to have a backend built in Azure Cloud using REST API technology. If needed, we can use Cosmos DB for database storage. For API requests and secure using, API keys are used, and then there's no user data stored in the cloud, also for privacy reasons. So these are the original technical requirements or technical stats. So we had a meeting with the client after this information we had before. So we adjusted a little bit how the app should be developed according to the meeting. So we confirmed that the prototype will be a desktop app, and the app will be the same for the teacher and the student. So there's no difference between the teacher and the student application. But later, we will add a functionality to make a new login keys for the teacher only. This is still going to be developed. We are not sure yet. We have to meet with the client again to discuss about this functionality more. But basically, we try to keep it simple. The amount of slowdown requests will be shown with a number, not a percentage. Originally, the information we got was that it should be a percentage, but after the meeting, we came to the conclusion that a number would be better and easier to see, because if there's many people who are attending, it doesn't mean that everybody's following the lesson. So it might be a better indicator to see how many people are needing the slowdown. And then we were discussing about the status, okay. So if everybody's doing okay, that the status is not necessary to have on the app. So it's also one less feature, and it will make the app even more simple and make it also visibly more pleasant. Because with the slowdown indicator, that's enough information that the teacher will need. And the next topic we discussed, that the button to request a slowdown is timed to prevent too many clicks. And the cooldown timer can be configured, and we shouldn't hard code it in the app. So after you press the slowdown button, it will be pressed down visually also to see that you cannot press it again until the button is visually turned back on. So that will prevent somebody clicking too many times. And after testing, we will know what's the default timer, what we will set as the default, and then we can adjust it later. And of course, also the teacher can configure the cooldown timer. So that's also one feature we need to discuss, that how the teacher can have the access to the configuration and not the students. And we were discussing about the first prototype, that it will be focused more on the back-end functionality, and we are using API interfaces. So in the beginning, we are not going to focus on the user interface too much, just on the back-end until the first prototype is ready. And we decided that we will not use any databases because we are not going to need it. It's not necessary. We're just going to make a log file that automatically logs the amount of slowdown requests, how many clicks, and maybe the timestamps also. And the client also requests us to have language support for Finnish, Swedish, and English. And that feature we will also add to that app. So during the whole meeting, the main focus was to make the app simple and easy to use. and that's the client's priority. And probably after the first prototype, hopefully we can also simplify it a bit more and make it more usable. And this is our first sketch of the app. So the first one we got from the client, it's got more simplified. This is also in Finnish, but you can see that the top window, you have the key, you can insert the key and click enter. And then the bottom window, you can see how many slowdown requests there are, and the button where you can press to slow down. So this is the basic sketch which we're gonna follow. So our development is really in the beginning. So what's gonna happen next is to prepare for first sprint. So we haven't started really the developing yet. We still are deciding what kind of tasks we will do and who's doing what tasks, and we are basically doing our first steps. So we have to first decide the first sprint, what kind of task we're gonna get, and we don't even really have the dates yet for the first sprint, but we are getting ready. And then, like I said, the tasks, we have to figure out the tasks, who is doing what, and how much workload we're going to have on each tasks, and talk about that, because the project is in the beginning. It's hard to estimate at the moment how much each task is going to take, but that's going to be probably done quite soon, the tasks dividing. And then we have to set up our version control. That's something we haven't done yet. So we're gonna make sure that the version control is in order and everybody's up to date and knows how to use our version control. We are using Git, and we'll have to make sure that everybody knows how to use it. And I think that's the presentation for me. So just one more thing I can say, that we are right at the beginning. There's not that much that we have done yet, but I hope this presentation gave you a good idea of our project at the moment and how we'll go forward from here.
Yes, I don't think it's a good idea for a lot of students, because some people, well, me is also one of them, that doesn't really follow all the lessons because the teachers are talking a bit too fast. So I think it's a good idea for what you want to make. But can you go to the part for the the prototype writing? Yes, this. Can you go back to the more refined drawing?
This one?
Yes, no, the other one.
Sorry, what was the slide you wanted to see?
The slide with better image of what you want.
Yes. This one.
Yes, this about the how many clicks. How does it reset? If you are thinking about it, because the thing is, people are going to click on the button so that it shows for how many people want to slow down, right? But if that's done, how does it reset itself?
Oh, the counter.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I think that's a really good question we have to think about. I think there should be should be more connected to the time frame, that so the teacher can see at some point how many clicks have been done within like this time period. Because if all the requests are for the whole lesson, that the number will just go up and up, and it will be hard to see what time those clicks were
I think you
thought. We have to talk with the client about it, I'm sure.
Yes, okay. Yeah, that was my only feedback for now. I don't have anything to say. I think it was a great idea for what you guys want to make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. I think that is something that I will bring to the team to discuss, and then we will take it to the client and make sure that it has a reset or some kind of a other solution, how to make sure that the teacher knows exactly when the clicks have been made, so he doesn't think that those clicks were made. If they were made earlier, that there's no confusion when the clicks were made.
Yes, okay.
Okay, I will stop sharing, and I think.
Yes, okay. Then my turn to share my screen. Okay.
Okay.
Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Well then, the first intro. Well, my name is Raymond, and this is my concept pitch. That's very short, but imagine you are a music student. You are at your during class with your music teacher. The teacher then plays a piece of music, and you need to analyze it and write it down. During in class, you have a teacher that can help you, but what happens when you're at home? You don't have anyone to help you, or if the assistance for music theory, unless you have good parents that are very good at music, but most of us not really. So what I want to make then is Notewise. Notewise is kind of a tool that helps music students with their learning in music theory. What it does is you most likely get homework from your teacher, and and also a audio of a music piece. Well, that music piece, you put it in my application that I want to make. The application that and reads the music and gives you some questions. The and if you answer correctly, then it gives you okay. But if it doesn't, it gives you some and it gives you your answer that's not good, and it also gives you for why it's not right. Many apps, I know that many apps also exist that helps like that, but mine is, I hope that what I want to make is more simplified, because learning the music theory also helps many of the students playing in improving their playing of the music. Well, now I'm going to give you a little demonstration of what I have made so far. This is what I have made, Notes-wise demo. Well, I choose from my files music file, like Beethoven, für Riese. I open that and I click on Analyze. The backend then analyzes the music piece and gives you now a question, like, does this music piece contain low, high, or a mix of tones? If you don't, I type in before low tones, and it gives you then a wrong answer. It's more like a mix of answers. So I do it then this time, mix, and then it gives you for the answer why it's a good mix of it. Now, then you get another a question of, is this a music piece major or minor? Well, right now it's not really right, because für Release is actually a minor or played piece, but right now it says it's major, so I still need to improve for what I have made so far. Well, then that was then actually my short pitch of what I've made so far. Any questions about what I've made?
Yes, I would be interested in knowing how how the app analyzes the music sample? Like what's the behind
Well,
the analyzer?
right now I'm using a library that's called Tone.js that reads in the I think that reads in the audio file, and it analyzes the pitches of how how high it is or how low it is, and also how fast that one is now playing at the moment.
Mhm. Does it have all the information you need for this app? Can it read all the things? Like I don't know music theory, but can it read everything you need
No,
for this app to work?
at the moment, not right now. This is just a demo for what I've just
Mhm.
made. I plan to maybe also add an AI in that can also and that can read in a PDF file that contains all the music theory, so that it can and also what you call use that knowledge to give you better answers and also generate more questions, because the questions right now that have been given, I have just hard coded it in the
Mm.
application, but I want on it to generate random questions based on the audio and also the music theory that the knowledge of it has.
It sounds very interesting. It also sounds very complicated. It sounds kind of like a lot of work
Yes,
to make it work.
yes, that is very true. It's the same answer I had from my uh, teachers. For
Yes.
they said to me that I need to know actually what the problem is with the uh, students first. They I need to know if it's because they cannot play it so fast or etc. But I then more like compact the problem into they don't have at home a person of assistance for helping in the with them learning the music theory.
Mhm.
But now, a second feedback from them, I needed to know what the role from the AI is if I am going to add it in my application. So that
Mhm.
I also need to define first.
Mhm.
And so yeah, it's a whole lot of work for me to make this what I want to make something true.
Mhm. I think it sounds interesting. I think it just has to be maybe you have to find the right approach to make it quite like I wouldn't maybe broaden it more, maybe just more like narrow, straight focus to make sure that it works what it does. Because if you think about that, it has to read PDFs and it has to like you can upload music files and all that. Like uh, maybe just focus that something works really well and make sure that works until like broadening it more and more. And I think also that of course it's still like more about the back end, but also like what's the visually also think about the visual part at some point, the user interface to make it like I mean it was very simple and easy to use, but also somehow like maybe it needs a bit more fixing. But I'm sure you're gonna do it later. But
Yes. Right now, I just
it's
want to
early start.
right now I want to fix a bit for the backend stuff so it
Yes,
works correctly.
yes. Because the same with our project is that the backend is the more important thing to make work, and then once that starts working, then the rest will come after. But it's an interesting project for sure. But too bad I don't have any I don't know too much about I don't anything I don't know anything about musical theory or I don't have any musical background. So for me it's kind of hard to give you feedback on that end because I don't really know what people need this app for. I don't have that experience.
Wow,
So
this
I can understand the way it works and uh, but that's something I can't really comment on that
well
much.
actually this thing that I make is also a bit for myself for when I was a music student.
Mhm.
I had also the same problem for when I was at home. I don't have anyone that can help me with the music theory, and I
Mhm.
had also interviewed one of my old music teachers, and she also finds that many of her students also face the same problem. So
Mhm.
it's kind of also in that the part for they don't have someone that can help them at home.
Oh, one more thing I was thinking, because I don't understand the text because it was
yes, it was in
a
Dutch.
different language. Yes. So I was thinking that in that text, when you get the wrong answer, did it explain why it was wrong? And
yeah,
it said that.
I'll try to think to add also multi-language, because right now I had only made it in Dutch for all the text and answers and whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking if you give the wrong answer, then it would give you kind of like an information that how can you know when it's something that kind of like a it would teach you also like why it was wrong. I'm not sure if it had it or not, but
it did happen. It's only wait, give me a moment. Let me share my screen again. Do you see when it was wrong? It here gives also a cross for it's wrong, and then in Dutch it says that it's wrong, and then it's also explains why it is wrong, and
yes.
at the end it says try again in Dutch.
Yes. I don't know, because I don't know how detailed that should be, like how much text it needs to teach the student a little bit also about this subject, that maybe he wouldn't make the mistake again. I'm not sure how that would work, but for me it felt like the text part, is it a bit short? I'm not sure how much text you need, because just enough that that there's some kind of a learning maybe for the student.
Yeah, I'll also try to, but these answers are right now hard coded, so I was a bit rushing things with making a demo, because next week we have Dragon's Dance, and I am one of the people that need to have a demo for that then. So I just want to make the general stuff already done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Are you doing it yourself only, or do you have a team?
Yes, this project is solo. Everyone right now is doing a solo project, so it's very stressful.
Oh wow. Because our project is, compared to this one, quite simple and easy, and we have a big team, so it's a very different kind of course. Okay, thank you. I don't think I have more comments or questions at the moment, but quite interesting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan, and bye.
Okay, bye-bye.